founder of Razor Aerial Productions, Inc., Darren Keel is a highly skilled drone photographer with a unique background in law enforcement. Having received specialized training in drone operations for police work, he has transitioned from serving as a crucial asset in public safety to founding his own drone services company.
I was a police officer for almost 33 years, Kingston City Police, and I did a variety of different roles, but the last 6 years of my career was the sergeant in charge of the traffic unit. The traffic unit, they didn't have a drone program, but Ontario was starting to evolve drone programs. Our department decided at that time to pursue it. The program was handed to me, and that's when we launched our UAV program, and then incorporated it into our investigations for collision recon, fatal investigations, support for tactical units, support for canine units, support for CID investigations. We use it for everything. Anytime you might need a helicopter or an aerial view, we'd use our drone system.
Darren took his expertise and the skills he learned in the public sector and applied them to the private sector in a wide range of applications, used in various environments, providing services that prove drones are not only versatile, but forever expanding their capabilities.
Real estate uses extensively. So real estate, you're getting photos, your video, and then your video editing, creating that short story of a property. And it could be anything. I mean, we've done, for example, like walks in park areas for people for memoirs. You might go looking. I've had lots of calls for like missing dogs. So I go out and I will assist when I can, when I'm around. But yeah, like construction companies have really taken off with this. Construction mapping, site mapping. You can do aggregate mapping as well. So like a pit, for example, and they have stockpiles of aggregate. You can fly that and calculate the volumetric on that stockpile to a cubic meter.
With a wide range of services, Darren is most passionate about the roots he came from. He continues with dedication to train first responders and military personnel. Whether it's for disaster response, firefighting, law enforcement, or medical emergencies, drones reduce risk by gathering crucial information without putting responders in harm's way.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of unknown. It's like Forrest Gump says, box of chocolates every night you go out on patrol. It totally is. My hat's off to the officers that are out there working every night, police and fire, first responders, ambulance, because every night is, you don't get, and they're not getting the lineups of officers and applicants anymore because people don't look at it as a desirable job, where it's unfortunate because it is the job is amazing. It was amazing. I'd do it all over again. But I love the idea of using the technology to protect those first responders.
Flying a drone in public legally involves understanding and complying with various regulations. However, learning to fly this camera mounted on propellers is not as hard as it looks. Darren's son Mitchell is learning the ropes of drone photography while also preparing for life in law enforcement.
It was pretty intuitive to pick up one of these things as well, like playing a video game. So like the transferable skill was pretty funny growing up playing video games, like just throwing another controller in your hand. I think this is a good applicable skill for, like, it's almost good on my resume to show that I do have experience, and with the way that law enforcement and first responding is going, this is huge in it. I was just recently doing a ride along for Durham Regional Police, and they had a drone on their platoon that I was on for the night shift. So obviously I could be able to kind of gravitate towards that, because I have experience with drones, especially like I've used the thermal drone with my dad too. So that's a big one. That's the drones are kind of running now to be able to look for missing people, stuff like that.
The use of drone photography and the continuity and success of businesses like Razor Aerial offers numerous benefits for the future of public safety through both its services and training programs. As technology advances, drones will play an even greater role in shaping our everyday lives.
Just the equipment that we have out here in front of us, the thermal on the drone, how to look for a person, or fire departments, how to put the drone up, look for hot spots. So drones can help crews knock a fire down. Missing person, ejection from a car, somebody flees from a vehicle. And the officers are safer because of them. If you don't have a helicopter, or if you do have a helicopter and your asset's not up, maybe the sergeant that's rolling on the scene has the drone in the back and they can put the drone up. Now you're protecting officers, that's huge. And obviously I'm out of the game now, but my son's going to be following the game, and I want to see that level of protection out there for him.
the first responder side. That's a partial bias because that's kind of where my head's at with where this is going. Obviously, you know, in the winter you have missing people, children, elderly. That's a huge positive impact in my opinion in society, just because simply the fact that you can save a life. It gives you that capability to kind of get that aerial perspective where that beforehand you go 10, 15 years ago was not at that capability, and it's just it's rapidly expanded and it's grown so much to the point where it's so accessible to be able to have that. To even if somebody owned a drone privately, it doesn't have to be just a first responder, but they have the right certifications for the airspace and their licensing. Personally, they could use that to assist if it was a neighbor, friend. You think of like the northern communities in Ontario, where you know you don't have a lot of police presence. They're there, but if somebody were to have one up that area, it would be good for that, as well as the environmental side of it too, right?
For WPBS Weekly, I'm Gail Paquette.